Hello, it's Dominique. I thought I would share with you a few little chests that I've made recently. They're all really nice. I buy the wooden chest at Hobby Lobby, and I just remove all the hardware. There is this one. These are a lot of hardware. So every little nail and everything, and then all the screws, and except for the hinges here that I leave. And I just cover with paper and embellish it. So I thought I'd share with you what I've done. This one here I made with the romance novel paper collection. That's one of my favorite. I have two favorites. This is the one, and the other one is the other favorite I have. So I used some paper, I added some stickles, and I didn't want to put too much because the paper was busy enough, so I just add a few blings here. I made this little chipboard piece of chipboard covered with paper, and put a little piece of lace and sentiment here, a little card here, and I used some chipboard underneath, but a lightweight, so that I could kind of do the curve here, because it's kind of curved. As you can see, it's curved right here. And here what I did, the paper, I measured what I wanted here, but I removed a little space here so that the design continues, is not like delayed to the next one, is really what the design should be, because I removed that strip here, so it's not delayed. So that's very important. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. Here I did the same. So what is missing here, I would say here, here, and here, is because I removed it, so you can see it's just continuing. So we're missing a little part, which is how it should be done. And the same here. I did the same as this one, but I took like, this is a 6x6 paper, so I took the left part on this one and then the right part on this one, so that we have a little bit that's the same, but we have both designs of the whole page. And here on the wood, I only distressed it. I didn't want to put paper on it. I could have put some paper here, but I really wanted to show how the wood is there, to show it's a wooden chest, because sometimes people think that they're papier mâché, which they're not. So here I put some stamps that I popped with chipboard underneath. Here I made a little bouquet. I used some raffia, and it opens like this. Here inside I put the pattern paper that had all the tiny little letters. So sometimes I put ribbon, but I didn't have anything flat, and you have to put something really flat so that it closes still. Otherwise you can't put the screws back, it's too thick, it doesn't close, so you have to be careful on that. So I put just paper this time. And here I did the same thing. I removed, no, this one you didn't have any space to remove, so I just went on and on. So it's the same paper going all around, continuing. And a couple sentiments here that I popped on chipboard and put a few blings. And I put the little stoppers here. And here I made a belly band, little belly band here to put this envelope. So this is one of the cutouts of the paper collection. I really love this paper collection. I wish I could find the 12 by 12, but they're all discontinued everywhere. And also even the 6x6 was discontinued everywhere, but I was very happy to see that Hobby Lobby still has it. So I have the little cards here that I've cut, fussy cut, and then distressed. So they go right here, and then it closes. And I had to make kind of a little gusset here because of the thickness of the envelope with all the cards in them. And inside I put another card, which is popped with 2 pieces of medium weight chipboard, because I really wanted it to pop. And I put a little piece of hemp string here. And I made this, like these chests in the old days, the ladies were getting love letters from their boyfriends, and they would keep them in a little keepsake. So that's what I tried to reproduce with this one. So I cut out some of the cutouts in the paper collection, which they have so many, it's crazy. I have 3 different sheets of different cutouts, and they have 3 sheets of each, so it's crazy the amount that you have. And I used here again hemp string, and you have little things here. So here, this is another envelope, telegram, and I put more little cards in this one, and I punched, because they don't have the hole here, but I punched it because I wanted to put some tiny little cards, and I wanted to have access and get them, because these, you see, they go really far down, so you have to have access. Just a half circle like I did on this one. This one, for the tiny ones, they would get stuck inside, so you have, depending on what you want to put in them, you have to go like deeper or not as deep. Oh, And so I have these. I have note to self, love things I love, and these two little cards here. I kind of binded them. I just put this little brad here from Tim Holtz, and they can write stuff on them. So it's kind of love letters or little envelopes that they want to keep. So that just, I thought that it would be nice to put something in the chest, not making the chest and just selling it empty. So I thought that was really cute and would do the trick. So this is the one I made. These are really cute. I'm gonna make so many of those. And then I made this one here. This is my favorite. This again, this is the paper collection preserved paper that I've shown you before. And those are magnificent papers, and I love the tags that they have. You just fussy cut them and then you punch the hole, and then I used some chipboard. Like this one here doesn't have any chipboard, it's glued right onto the piece of burlap here. And this one has got a medium weight chipboard, and this one has got a heavyweight chipboard. So you have 3 different levels. I don't know if you can see. 1, 2, 3. And I just made I didn't want to put too much flowers because there's a butterfly here and more flowers here and flowers here, and this is heavy too, so I just went light with some flowers that I bought at Hobby Lobby. I really like those because there's a big ball of these, and I cut them all in pieces, and I have like 27 little pieces of 3 flowers. And I really like the color because they're vintage green. They're not the bright clean bright green that we usually see with flowers. And also I had those little beads that I put the little bugs, and here for the dragonfly I made the head with the antennas and a little bit of the body with stickles. And this one's really hard because you have to remove all the little nails and all the screws of this and this, and you have to keep them in a container because sometimes you lose them. Especially I have a shag carpet underneath my table, so I've lost a couple. But anyways, I use the ones on my chest to make sure that everybody that buys a chest has all the little nails and screws that they're supposed to. Also, I put this little flower here. It's a lace flower, some flowers here. And here, the way I did this, I really like doing this. I start like here and I distress. I distress with the ink and also the distressing tool from Tim Holtz. And then I go pink, continue pink here, and then continue pink up to here. Then I change with another paper, and then I continue here, and then it stops here. So I think it's pretty cool because you don't get to have like the boring paper the same all over. So I always do that when I have bigger chests so that it's not too much of the same color. I'm going to show you inside. So here inside, I didn't do too much because the paper was really busy, so I put like letters, because this is pretty much put keepsake, and in the old days, because this is really vintage, they used to put letters in there, so that's why I picked that paper for the inside. And this one had a little butterfly, so I took a little piece of paper from the paper collection that matched that, and I just covered the top of a clothespin here. And here I took one of the sentiments that I had that would really fit the papers here, and I just glued it on a piece of paper from the paper collection, and then glued that on a piece of chipboard covering paper from the paper collection as well. And it's just a piece of hemp string here, and here I had this little paper clip. It's a hanger shape paper clip, and I put a couple of one little heart and charm here. And here, as you can see, I used some nice trim. This is trim that I got. This was the holiday trim that they had at Joann. And when they were getting rid of their holiday stuff after a few weeks, they were reduced to kind of 85% off. So I paid like 50 cents and they're regular $4. So that was a good deal. And what I like about it is really thin, really flat. So even though you add that, it doesn't take too much room. So it's easy to have your closure still close. And also what I liked about it is that they have all the little picot, and then I made sure that it was coming out here and out in there and there, so that we can see it on the outside as well, as you can see. So I think that's pretty cool. That's my favorite. And then I made another one with the same paper collection. That was for my friend Kay. was her birthday gift when she turned 75 years old. And so I made this one and she really liked it. So I just cross-stitched her name with little flowers. And I made this doily and put little flowers and spool of thread. This is a double stack flower that I crochet. And this is a piece of that satin ribbon that I made a flower with. And then I just put this little cherubim there. And again, the little bugs I made there. And she has the same again, and here I added some hemp with flower. So I did again the same, going around like this, and also the same trim that I used there. And inside, so it's on the inside that I put more stuff. So I put little sentiment here. Each moment is a gift, and I put a clip here so you can put little notes or cards, something she wants to keep. And I put some green leaves and a paper flower that I had in my stash, some pearls. And these little bottles I bought at, I think it's at Hobby Lobby, little package of bottles. And I put a little feather in it, and I just glued that on with the glue gun. So that's what I did here. And inside I didn't do nothing. So that's what I did. I hope you liked it. You can see that there's a little pearl missing here. It just fell, so I'm gonna fix it and have it glued on for her. So that was it. Hope you liked them. So maybe it might inspire you to make some. They're really fun to make. You have to be careful to be really precise because you don't want to see any of the wood where you shouldn't see any. If you decide to leave some, yeah, it's okay, but where you're putting paper, you don't want to see any of the wood. And also it's good to distress the wood on the corners and the edges, so that if your paper doesn't get all the way to there, you can still have some ink as if it was the distressed paper. So that's a little trick that I used too. So I'll be making a wedding album next. So until then, see you. Happy scrapping. Bye bye.